Okay, hello. My name is Ben, um, and I am an INTJ in the Myers-Briggs type indicator of the 16 personality types. That's what I am. I'm an INTJ. If you're watching this video, most likely you will already know what an INTJ is and Myers-Briggs personality test. You're probably already aware of that. If you're not, um, look it up on Google. It is very fascinating. It is very helpful to become more self-aware, more aware of who you are as a person, things that you could change, things that are so ingrained in you that you will probably not be able to change. That's kind of a tangent. It's very nice. It's nice. You should look it up. It's cool. But for the rest of you, I'm assuming my audience is primarily INTJs. Actually not primarily. INTJs and people who want to better understand INTJs. I've collaborated a list of things that bother INTJs when they hear them. Or I shouldn't say INTJs. I am INTJ. I really don't border any other personality type. I'm just an INTJ. Pretty much all the stereotypes that you associate with an INTJ personality type are true to me. So I'm going to say that most of what I say, or all of what I say, is going to be about me, and most of what I say should carry over to another INTJ friend, relative, significant other, but either it's a collection of things that will bother us. If we don't know you, we don't really care what you say, and we won't think twice about it. But if you're a friend, especially a close one, and you say this is gonna really bother an INTJ. So here's the first one. You overthink everything. No, we don't. There's really no such thing as overthinking something. Here's what I mean. There was once a problem presented to me in a statistics course. I don't know why the professor asked it, but it was an extra credit question. And anyway, I assumed that because, logically speaking, it was a math class, that the question, which was totally had no relevance to statistics or really math. I mean, but I was approaching it because it was a math class from a very mathematical mindset, and because of that, I had not yet perceived that there was another way to approach the problem from a very physical, logical standpoint. Math is logical, but more of a concrete kind of thing. So I'm looking at it for one way, and I could not get the question. I just didn't write anything. I left that extra credit question blank, which bothers me as an INTJ, or, well, it bothers me as a person. I assume that not answering all the questions on test would bother another INTJ. I'm talking really fast. Faster than I normally would in a conversation. Anyway, but yeah, my point is, to the first thing that occasionally people will say, that we overthink everything, is that while on one hand you could say, well, you were overthinking it because you were going around in mathematical circles, and I kept thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and couldn't come to a solution because there was no solution the way I was trying to apply my mind. So somebody could perceive that as overthinking it, while in reality I hadn't thought enough. I had not thought I should approach this problem from a different view, or from a different perspective. So I don't think there's any such thing as overthinking things, and it bothers me when somebody I'm close to says that. It's like, no, no, no. Wow, that's so informative. The second thing that I have on the list is don't be so serious all the time. Lighten up. What is wrong with you? The implication here is that there's something wrong with me, which is not true. I am perceived as very serious because while I feel emotions, I will not express emotions the same way a more expressive personality type would. This doesn't really come out quite as much in just a laid back setting where nobody's really paying super close attention to me. I can sit quietly in the background and nobody thinks, oh wow, he looks really serious all the time. Mostly it comes when people are laughing or making jokes that I just don't find funny. I get why other people think they're funny, but I don't find them humorous, so I don't laugh. So I'll sit there in a group of people and I won't laugh. I don't consider myself a super serious person, and I'm not serious all the time. I'm not. I can be very sarcastic, but it's a dry humor. It really is. I will frequently make jokes, and people will take a double take, like, were you being serious or were you joking? And I'm like, dude, what I said was so ridiculous. I had to be joking. But I come across as so serious that, or my humor is so dry that people are taken aback. I'm not serious all the time. But people sometimes think that I am. 3. It's just a game. This one probably bothers me, not the most, but it's up there. Nothing is just a game to an INTJ. Games were created to be beaten, to win. That is going to be your typical INTJ mindset. They play to win. Now, in a game like Apples to Apples, which is my personal arch nemesis to all games, because most people don't play to win, they play to have fun. And, well, I play to win because winning is fun. They play because the social interaction is fun. They find the game funny, they find the game humorous, lighthearted, and that's just not where I derive my fun from. So they're like, relax. Don't be so serious all the time. It's just a game. It's not just a game. We do take games seriously. We play to win, and because winning is fun. So when two people play a game, an INTJ will derive the fun from playing that game from the strategic challenge or mind games that you play when it comes to apples. So that bothers us, and when I get through these lists, I'm going to explain why these things bother us so much. Another one, are you upset? No, I'm not upset. I'm zoning out. When I zone out, I have no expression on my face. My muscles are relaxed. I'm either thinking out a complex thing or in some daydream fantasy. Most likely, I'm thinking out a complex problem. But occasionally I will go into a fantasy in my head. That's a lot of fun. I can do that. I can be off fighting ninjas, and you can be sitting in a boring lecture. It's great. But we tend to look upset, even though we're not. And it bothers me, and I'm assuming it bothers other INTJs when people say this. Here's a big one. why are you so insensitive? Why are you so heartless? Why are you so cold? Why don't you care? And in truth, if you're close to us, we probably do care about you. We do. You mean something to us. INTJs tend to be very independent. We don't need you. We want you. We want to have that close circle of or that close one-on-one relationship. We don't like big crowds, but we do like people on a one-on-one friendship close basis. So when they're having their emotional breakdown, oh my god, that girl broke up with me, or oh my god, that guy broke up with me, I won't know how to react. I'm good at listening to you, but I'm gonna sit there like I should probably say something, but I don't know what to say to make you feel better, because emotions are so unpredictable, and we like to take in information, formulate an opinion, and make predictions according to the information that we've gathered for probable outcomes. So we'll make a list of probable outcomes, and there are so many possibilities to anything you say to somebody who's emotional. It's just so hard for us to predict that we don't like it and we don't know what to do. So we sit there with our poker face saying, I'd like to say something to make you feel better, but I don't know how, because I wouldn't know how to deal with those, or I don't have emotions about that girl breaking up with me, because if she broke up with me, then it's not working. Obviously, she broke up with me. I'm done with it. It was a relationship. It didn't work. It's over. That's it. I mean, but so I guess part of that we don't know how to react is because we don't know how we would react, and we're just so out of touch with that. We appear insensitive. Another thing that makes us appear insensitive, although we are not, is we can be very blunt, very straightforward. If you say, let's do something really cliche. If you say, does this dress make me look fat? Assuming you're a girl. Or, I guess, a guy who cross-dresses. But if you say, does this dress make me look fat? And it does, I'm going to say, yes, it makes you look fat. You shouldn't wear horizontal stripes. You should wear black. We're going to say it very straightforward, very blunt. Some people perceive it as offensive. INTJs will occasionally put up a mask and try to play along with social norms and social rules. But typically, they only do that with acquaintances or people they don't know real well. But when it comes down to people they know well, they want to be honest because they want that honest integrity. They want a good relationship. And to do that, I believe that honesty is the foundation for a good relationship. Well, it's one thing that's vital to a good relationship, maybe not the foundation. Anyway, honesty is important to us. We're going to be blunt. We can use tact, but only if we're thinking in terms of, well, not only, but most likely if we're being tactful about something, it's because we're thinking, I want this outcome. It's a game. The only way to get that is by being tactful, in which case we can do a pretty good job of it. But we are not insensitive. The next one that I get all the time is you're so arrogant. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? You think you're a know-it-all. I don't think I know it all. I know that there are a lot of there's a lot of information that I don't know. Most INTJs don't think of themselves as arrogant. We can come across as arrogant, and here's an example. If somebody is washing dishes and they're washing the dishes with cold water because hot water bothers their hand or some other reason, and I look over their shoulder and say, you shouldn't wash the dishes with cold water, you should wash them with hot water because they'll dry quicker and you can put them away quicker. It's more efficient. It'll cut grease better if you use hot water. It's more efficient. You'll wash the dishes faster, they'll dry faster, you can put them away faster. You should use hot water. There's not really I should use cold water because we value efficiency over other things, so our priorities might be a little bit different than another person, so logically speaking, you should do that. When we do that, we can come across as arrogant know-it-alls. You should wash your dishes with hot water because I know what I'm talking about because I know everything. That's kind of how we come across. We don't perceive ourselves as arrogant. If we're taking the time to say, you should wash the dishes with hot water, or another instance similar to that, then it's not because we're arrogant. It's because we generally want to help you be more efficient because we care about you. Yeah, that's one way to tell if an INTJ cares about you. Or not necessarily in a romantic sense, but if they're trying to help you by explaining how to do something more efficiently. Efficiency is important. Efficiency, competence, intelligence. Intelligence, not so much. Efficiency, competence. I like being intellectually stimulated. Intelligence is important, but generally, I mean, it depends on the INTJ, but if you're the best that you can be, or if you're striving to be the best that you can be, that's the standard that I set you to. If you're trying your hardest, then I'll accept. That's not necessarily true of all INTJs, but we are not arrogant. And here's why these things tend to bother us. It's because we want to be understood. Being understood is kind of like a foreign concept to us. We are not understood. We are not understood by just about anybody. Maybe a little bit other NTs, but for the most part, we're very different. We process information in such a way we can be very detached from our arguments and ourselves, and especially extrovert types, they have a hard time relating to that. They don't understand quite as well, and we want to be understood. So when you say these things, it's like constant reminders that we are different and we're not going to be understood, and we would like to be. I mean, on one side, we know we're different, and we're kind of glad we're different, because most INTJs, while they would like to be accepted and to be understood a little bit more, are glad that they're logical, because logically speaking, logic is a good tool to use. But it bothers us because like I think all is a not quite the right word, because it's an absolute, and absolutes are unscientific and easily disproven. But most people want to be accepted, even INTJs or other introverts, and that's why these things bother us, especially if you're someone who's close to us. If you're not close, then we don't really care. You're not worth my time arguing with. I just won't let it bother me. But if you're close to me, it can affect us pretty bad. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you can understand INTJs a little bit better. And if you're an INTJ, this video was not really for you. It was for people who want to understand INTJs better and things that will probably really bother them if you say them. Goodbye.